Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to work on the stage 133. Sorry, I lost my mind. Have you seen it? But stage 133 of the Ecto 1, which is the more on the roof rack. I just burnt out this light here. Truthfully, I recorded a bunch of these back to back and then released them over weeks sometimes. But we're going to work on this, which is more of the roof rack. Later on, I will replace that battery. See, lost my mind. I will replace the red LED. I went and checked this out on the model. It does work. It's not wired backwards. It's apparently all the LEDs are wired backwards because red and black are reversed when you put them on the power supply through a JST connector. So we'll deal with it. I will fix it. I'll figure out something. Probably we'll talk to Todd and ask him if he knows if the board will support two LEDs on one line. I don't think this one flashes. If it's supposed to, I can replace it with a flashing LED. This one, I'm going to replace the red LED with a white LED because it's behind a red lens. It doesn't need to be red, and then it's not so sensitive. Okay. So the first thing, almost forgot one thing. Interesting, there are some white screws on here, which tells me this might be getting attached to the car right now. And it doesn't look like it. No. Like I said, there are some screws with white on them. Usually they're plastic, go into plastic. Oh, that must be going into this part. So, in just a second, I'm going to pause while I sneeze real quick. Okay, sorry for the pause there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to hook these on here between. I've got three of them. They're supposed to be three. Okay. There's going to be one here, and one here. And that's going to be all AP screws. And then we're going to hook this part up on the other side. So let me, just because to make it simpler, get one of these tubs over here. And we'll just dump all the AP screws in there. Get the screw on here, and make sure that we have the open end of these pointing down. Like I said in the last video, a little bit disappointed in how the plastic framework is made. They should have made it solid. It truly feels very cheap. And for a $1,500 model, they could have probably, just my guess, they could have splurged on this framework and made it out of either die cast or solid plastic instead. So get that one in there. Do the same thing that I just did on this side, this one. And I'm actually chatting a little bit with Todd because I've got the strobe light in the here. The wiring on the top of the car does not work. So I'm thinking how I'm going to fix that. And I think it's supposed to blink, but I'll find out later on when I talk to Todd not in person, on the stream. Okay, so we got those on there. I'll talk to Todd on the stream, and I may just move this LED over to here and then replace this one with a blinking white light. So after we get these on here, we take this and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots that it's got to line up with. And then 7 screws are going to go in here. And every time I look at one of these things, they look so much. This one is actually pretty warped. I don't know. Watch this end. Pretty badly warped, which is why I think it should have been made out of solid plastic instead of the hollowed out plastic. And what's funny is there's not even, so here, in every spot, you got a lug there, except right there. Cannot blame this on Fanhome. They just took what Eagle Moss left behind and re-released it so that those of us that had it, those of us that wanted it, could still get it. And without a full redesign, there would have been a lot of things you can't, or there are a lot of things you cannot fix on this. Still, where else are you going to get a 1/8 scale? Ecto 1. I know there are other manufacturers that release other ones. This is the one I got. This is the one I'm going to be happy with. And it's funny because some of the stuff that it does, I will probably never use. I doubt I'll ever reach into the car to turn on the siren, only to turn on the lights. Okay. Whoops. I'm going to go ahead and tighten all these back here down. It just feels so fragile, so flimsy. And that's why people have sold and actually are selling, well, replacement roof racks. Okay. And look at how badly warped that piece is. It's going to take a little bit of effort to get that to come together. It's just the whole thing is kind of a little bit wonky. This one's actually kind of close, so we'll get this one first. And I'm going to tighten it all the way down just to have this part in place. And this bar there is wanting to twist as I'm tightening it. Let's see if we can get this one to go on here. Yeah, they should be all the same length. It's just so warped. Okay, come on. Tighten in there. And if you're doing this, you really, really want to be careful that you don't strip these screws up, because if you do, it's going to pop back open if yours is as warped as mine is. They could have done such a better job with this roof rack. And I think I mentioned before about that lens seeming a little bit loose. I just saw that it's missing. Should go on like this. I get it pushed in as far as I can. When the rack fell over, it popped out. I'm pretty sure that's when it came out. What I'm going to do later on is I'm just going to throw some white glue in there, not some super glue, because the super glue would craze it. It would just make it ugly, ugly, ugly. Okay, so we can set this aside for a second. Get this. I don't mind water slide decals. I do water slide decals. Makes perfectly sense. But I don't know that we should be having to do water slide decals and stickers for the doors on a model of this that costs this much. Okay, rant over. So we've got, I'll put the decals on later, again, during the stream. We've got this part here that goes on the bottom. There is a pin that protrudes. It has to be sticking out from the bottom. So when you line this up, nice little rub mark there. Line that up, and that's what the white screws are, white-headed screws are for. I think AP, yeah. Although those were AP as well. Let's see. Stick them in the green. Shown. You then use two black. It says to use black screws there. Good thing I checked. That's probably, that must be because they're on the bottom. There is no specific way this is supposed to go, except for, I'm thinking it goes on here. I'm just looking at how I want the decal to look, the yellow decal on it to look. I want the yellow decal because it should, to me, it should be where I can see it. I want it on that way. Like I said, there's the yellow decal. I want that yellow decal facing out from the car. So, grab this other screw. See, I really don't understand, to be honest. I'm getting back on my rant about the decals, sorry. And you have to tighten these down quite a bit to get this thing to seal up. Why did they put this decal on, but I have to put these decals on? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, rant over for real this time. So we take this part here, set the white screws over here. We're going to take this part here, and we're going to take these basically cross arms. We have one here, goes like that, and one that's got a very, very small pin right there. It's going to go into that hole right there. So we're going to put this pin in like that, this screw. And we're going to take this screw, put it in here, white screw this time. It's going to go in this hole to tighten that down. You can see that where they cut it from the screw, they could have done something a little bit there. So we'll put that one on there. Then we're going to take this one, put it on here. No pin on this one. You just, when you put it on here, you have to make sure it's in the right spot. So it's going to go on here just like this. tighten this down. Again, I think this should have been made out of metal. But I'm also not willing to spend hundreds of dollars to replace this roof box. Okay. So that's got this part here. Situate the mass corner of the roof rack, and then one white and one black, fitting the secure the top support and the bottom support using 2 white screws, then place the antenna assembly on top of the mast with 1 white screw from the underside. So like that. Take one of the white screws again. It's going to go in here. You get the pin, the screw hole. It's going to go on here like this. The screw's going to go through here. And it's kind of funny because it is not only, it doesn't go through the hole, it threads through the hole. It's like, got that like that. And I'm looking. Interesting. Okay. I'm sitting here going, there's a hole, but why? There's a screw hole, or not a screw hole, there's a tab there. This is going to slide onto. Hopefully, it will slide on decently and not fly across the room. But you're going to okay. Now that makes sense why there's not a lug here. Pull that screw back out. This tab goes down in here. So now we see if we can push this on here. The black one is going to go back in first. Hopefully everything will line up okay. We're going to tighten that back down firmly. Let's double check this one. We're going to take one of these white ones. I have a ton of black AP screws left over. So I'm going to go through and make sure that everywhere has a screw that should. Okay, and that, other than doing the decals, still not happy about that. But other than doing the decal, is all there is to do in that stage. Like I said, I'm going to do the decal off camera, probably on the HTM stream. And I'm sorry, it bugs me that this is so wonky. It shouldn't be like this. I mean, I built a plastic model recently with 4 wheels, just built the frame. The whole thing should have been wonky, but all 4 wheels hit the ground when I was done. Like I said, not impressed, but it is what it is. It's the only Ecto one we got. So, like I said, that is it for this video. Sorry for being a little bit of a downer on the car. I'm really not impressed with the latest parts of it. The Volkswagen Samba, love it. This one should have been of the same quality. So with that, I want to say subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Town Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. We do these Friday afternoon streams. Hang on a second. Okay, sorry, my grandson's dog was barking, made him be quiet. So, like I said, come on over to Hobby Town Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. We do a stream Friday evenings, Thursday. I always want to say Thursday. Sunday afternoon and Wednesday, they're doing a Bandai Perfect Grade Millennium Falcon. Hit the bell icon to be notified of whenever I post new content. And take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video.